the poorest performance I've seen here for a while. Yeah, but you know what? I don't really care. I don't really care. Who cares? Who cares? We got bigger fish to fry, mate. Listen, this cup right here, this cup is a Mickey Mouse Cup. You're not really bothered. You're not really bothered that we're out. I'm not going to lose sleep. I'm not going to lose sleep over the EFL Cup.
Hey, who cares?
Who cares? Does anyone really care about the EFL Cup?
Welcome to Campfire Football. I'm Sebastian North. Look, everybody knows that the EFL Cup, currently known as the Carabao Cup, is the least important trophy in English football.
We lost last night against Brighton in the Mickey Mouse competition. Third round of the Mickey Mouse. Very happy man about that, very happy. We're out of that, we don't need that this season.
It's not good when it's a blessing to be eliminated from a competition. There are not very many countries in Europe that have more than one domestic cup. Portugal will have the Taça de la Liga. Scotland's another country that has a league cup. They actually were the originals of doing this. France had the Coupe de la Ligue from 1993 until 2020, but they got rid of it and no one misses it. So should the English Football League Cup be disbanded? The main argument against it is no, there's good history there. It's been around for a long time. You can't just get rid of tournaments because the big clubs don't want to play in them? Well, here's the thing. You have to actually look at the history of the competition, and when you put it in comparison to the FA Cup, it may make you think, I'm not so sure we do need this after all. So in the 1950s, the secretary of the Football League was a man called Alan Hardaker, and he got this idea from a man called Stanley Roos about how to totally reorganize English football. You also have to remember the 1950s are key because the European Cup was created in 1955, and also new technology like floodlights being ubiquitous in grounds and TVs being ubiquitous in people's houses. Those two things were going to alter the landscape of football. And at the time, the English FA and the English Football League, two separate entities, I still don't know why, they were at odds about a lot of things, basically all just revolving around money. So Hardaker felt that the English Football League needed to change with the times. They needed to adapt to the way the world was going with football. It must be obvious to all of you that the time has come to do something. I hope the press will not immediately assume that the league is going to fall out with the FA or anybody else. The time has come for our voice to be heard in every problem which affects the professional game. Yeah, it sounds like something familiar. Yeah, like maybe from an executive or club owner. Yeah, and there was this idea for a league. I'm just trying to... yes. Sounds pretty similar, doesn't it? Now, the plan was to add more matches to the calendar. During the wintertime, all there was a league, and with floodlights, you could start playing weeknight matches, which he saw as a clear moneymaker. At the time, people were already kind of skeptical about this whole thing. The Times on May 30th, 1960 said, "When men like Count Bernabeu, with his wider horizons, think in terms of a European league for the future, the Football League proposed next season to implement their useless League Cup to be played in midweek. It gets the players, the clubs, and the public nowhere." Again, it's amazing. It's just like so similar to the way people reacted to the Super League. So either way, the League Cup was created and has operated under many different names. Milk Marketing Board, Littlewoods, Rumbelows, Coca-Cola, Worthingtons, Carling, Capital One, and now the Carabao Cup. One of the selling points Hardaker had for the League Cup was that it would have a bunch of giant killings and upsets and would be super exciting, but you don't get the same type of matchups that you do with the FA Cup. I mean, you don't get a Marine hosting Liverpool. An amazing, hilarious thing to watch. And it's not like the small teams win it a whole bunch. 33 of the 63 editions of this competition have been won by 5 clubs. Liverpool have 9, Man City have 8, Man United have 6, Aston Villa and Chelsea have 5. Now, I don't want to diminish the accomplishments for smaller clubs to have won this competition. Birmingham City, for instance, won it in 2011. Problem is, they were relegated from the Premier League that season. And also, Swansea City, led by the streets we'll never forget, Michu, they won it in 2013, which actually really is the club's biggest achievement. But you forget.
It wasn't a deliberate underplaying of the value of the League Cup. It was just that when you ask people who the last 5 winners of the League Cup are, they can barely ever remember.
Well, Tottenham fans probably do. It is the only cup that they have actually won this millennium, so I'm just playing, Spurs fans, just playing. As the football calendar gets more and more packed by the year, many people are wondering, what's the point of the EFL Cup? And then the draw for this year's edition came up.
You know my conspiracy theory sometimes about draws? I could have literally put everything I have, my kids, my house, my car, my anything, that Chelsea and Liverpool would not have been drawn against each other in these semi-finals.
Look, they're just balls in bowls, and, they just reach around and grab them and pull them out. It's random, right?
So I think a lot of people are hoping for a Chelsea-Liverpool final at Wembley. Obviously, more than a full Middlesbrough.
A lot of television executives, perhaps.
How great would it be if Middlesbrough faced Fulham in the final?
So what do you think? Do you think the EFL Cup should be kept around? I'm Sebastian North. This is Campfire Football. Thanks for stopping by.